All right, everybody, thanks for joining us, and thanks, Chairwoman, for joining us from the road yet again. And why don't you tell us where you're at right now and what you're doing?
Yes, I am Zooming with you today from Savannah, Georgia. We are holding our annual ACCG training conference here. We typically hold this every year, but due to the pandemic, it was canceled last year and it was actually moved to the fall because of the pandemic numbers earlier this year. So here we are.
And what do you get out of these things? What do you hope to come back to Cobb County with after attending a conference like this?
I think one of the most significant aspects of this is the networking, being able to meet with other commissioners and leaders across the state and learn from their experiences so that you don't always have to recreate the wheel. But there's also substantive programming to help in our serving as members of the board. And this particular conference, I'm taking leadership development training. The first one is in Voices of Leadership. So it's about communication styles of different leaders and understanding your communication style and how to maximize it. And I have another one on Monday talking about power and influence and being able to effectively use that in leading in the county.
And you mentioned, and I've been to a few of these as well, you almost get as much from them away from the seminars and sessions than you do in the sessions themselves.
Certainly, again, that networking piece, the relationship building piece is certainly important. A lot of our issues are shared amongst our various counties, and I think it's always helpful to be able to meet and connect and learn from one another. Also, we meet a number of people down here who actually provide services to the various counties. We have a networking booth or a vendor's booth that will be here for a couple of days so we can see where we may be able to utilize some different vendors and contractors throughout the state that have experience serving counties, not only in the state, but nationally.
All right, so here we are. This is what I really wanted to talk to you about. We are 1 week now past the huge Braves celebration following their World Series victory. It seems like more than a week ago. I mean, it was such a tremendous event that something that all of us who participated certainly will never forget. And it brought a lot of excitement to the county, a lot of headaches as well when it came to planning and just in making sure that this thing went off safely. But just your thoughts after what we experienced a week ago.
What a win for Cobb and our metro region and state to have the Braves win the World Series. I mean, looking at all that we've experienced this year, particularly with the pandemic and even the challenges that the team had throughout the year, to be able to have a comeback like this, I think has just re-energized our county and so many people in different ways that I don't think we could have gotten this from anything else. And so it was nice to have, this moment to be able to help, boost us during this time when there has, been challenges that have preceded it.
And from my perspective too, you want people to remember an event like this for the right things. And I spent a lot of time during the World Series games and leading up to the parade in the command centers with the police and the fire and monitoring things and looking at things and watching things. And so much effort, I think, that people don't realize went in to making sure that the games and the celebration went off without any serious incidents. I don't think most people realize what happened behind the scenes.
Thank you for saying that. I mean, I talk about this event bringing people across the region together, and that's also when it comes to staff. It took a lot of people to be able to pull this off. And, I think people understood the significance of this type of event to really showcase our county and region on a national, some may even argue an international stage. And so it was all hands on deck. And we are very fortunate with the games. We never knew if we were going to make it to the next game and to the next game. And so to have to coordinate all of that. And then after the win, to be able to dive right in and plan a parade, not only here in Cobb, but in conjunction with Atlanta, I think was tremendous. and it ended up being tremendously executed because of the work of our men and women that work here in the county. And so I want to thank them. I can't thank them enough for just making us shine on such a public platform.
One of the behind the scenes things I thought was kind of interesting is the fact that we were itching to plan should the Braves do what they did, but there's superstitions involved with the baseball club and those folks where they didn't really want to plan on anything. So that was just an interesting component.
You're right. I mean, nobody wanted to jinx that win. And so even though we knew we wanted to forge ahead and plan, there were certainly limitations to make sure we didn't do anything to upset that from occurring.
Two more things I wanted to really touch base with you before you head off to do some networking. One is that the Board of Commissioners meeting last Tuesday, the board approved some more rental assistance funds. I'm still getting a lot of emails about that, and the designation for that was high need. What do you tell people about what that additional allocation means to what we're doing in Cobb County?
Yes, I mean, Cobb County, we certainly have a lot of residents who do have high need to be able to maintain their homes, even if they're even if they are renting. You know, their housing is as important to anyone else, and we're very fortunate to have this unique set of funds to be able to assist them. And we're fortunate that Cobb has been able to get the funds out quickly, but we still have more need and still have high need. So because Cobb has done well, and because they're one of the more populated counties, we received additional funds to be able to help families. And so I'm grateful that we have more resources at this time to help people who are still experiencing a housing hardship.
And if anybody's watching this and is interested or needs to maybe check that out, it's at cobbcounty.org/ERA. All the information's there. The next thing I wanted to talk to you about real quick is the SPLOST, Mobility SPLOST town halls. We're in the middle of those right now. You've attended those. What have you taken out of what you've heard?
We have a diverse county. I've been to 3 of the meetings in District 1, 3, and 4. And I was perhaps not expecting for there to be such varied opinion, strong opinion regarding this. And so I think it's given a lot for the commissioners to weigh in how this moves forward. One piece that I do appreciate is just the whole educational element of it. It's not, what we're going to do, but how. What does transit look like? Is it the buses that we're used to seeing? Is it something different? And I think one thing also these meetings show me is that there's certainly a lot of opportunity to broaden the perspective of what this can look like for our county.
And for those that are now tuning in and haven't been to one of these town halls, and I'll tell you as well, we just posted the District 3 town hall, the entire video of it on cobbmsplost.org. That's cobbmsplost.org. And you can also go on that website and take the survey, because I think, as you pointed out, even though we're hearing some diverse things, you want to hear more.
Exactly. I share people, if you're not making your voice heard, somebody is making their voice heard for you. And, there's some people who typically get involved in these public meetings. However, we want to make sure that we're hearing from, broad representation of the county. And so we can't encourage people enough to please get involved in providing us feedback, providing us your questions. Certainly, you could come out to a town hall meeting to do so, but recognizing there's so many people who are busy putting food on their table or taking care of their families. We have opportunity for people to weigh in online. And Ross, you can help in clarifying if that website is up yet. But it's my understanding that we will have an electronic survey so that people can provide their feedback during that medium. And as always, anyone can email their thoughts to the commissioners at any time.
Yep, it has been up at cobbmsplost.org. And if you go to one of these town halls, you'll hear our DOT director, Drew Rassler, say that about 16 times, cobbmsplost.org. But yeah, the survey's up, the video's up, and the presentation materials are all up for people to look at. And again, I think we just want to hear more voices.
Yeah, I agree.
Chairwoman, thank you for taking time out of the from the ACCG conference in Savannah. Enjoy. I
Thank
know it's a
you.
brief stay, but enjoy it, and we'll see you
Thank
back
you.
here in Cobb County.
Sounds good. Look forward to seeing you on Monday.
Thank you.
Take care. Bye-bye.